Greetings adventurers, it is I, Jebtheboxsmith, the internet's king of cardboard. You might not know this, but Ultrakill is one of my favorite games of all time. So today, I'm going to make one of the many cool weapons from it, the rocket launcher. This video is going to be a two-parter, this one focusing on the barrel, and the next the mount and finishing touches. So, without further ado, let's begin. To start off, I prepared the box for smithing. There are many ways you can do this, but the way I recommend is targeting the Achilles heel. The Achilles heel is what I call the little flap located on the inside of every cardboard box. It's where the box was initially glued together on the assembly line. Take your two fingers and pry it apart like so. This way, the entire box will lay completely flat as one uninterrupted piece. This is really good for large projects like swords, spears, or in this case the barrel of a rocket launcher. From there, I cut the box along its natural fold lines. This not only cuts the box down to pieces easier to work with, but also helps me visualize which pieces could be used to make which part of the final product. I took advantage of the direction this piece of cardboard naturally folds and rolled it into the cylinder that will eventually form the barrel. Next, I beefed it up with another layer on top of it all to add a bit of detail, make it sturdier, and a bit wider in diameter. This will make it easier to fit other parts onto the barrel and mount later. Next comes the nozzle. To approach this, I cut the tip of the barrel about a dozen times so I could fold it in on itself. This is going to make creating the bevel much easier. After smashing it in a bit so it sits flat, it's practically done. Most humans can't draw a perfect circle freehanded. I am no exception, so to get the shape I needed, I just traced my roll of masking tape, which was conveniently just the right size I needed. I cut out my tracing and extruded it outwards with another piece of cardboard before cutting that a dozen times or so I could fold it in on itself. To achieve a near perfect circle in the inner diameter of the barrel, I took the old roll from my old masking tape spool, coated it with a layer of cardboard, completing the third and final piece of the nozzle. Now it's time to put it all together. For measuring out the diameter of the newly assembled barrel, I began work on the housing chamber of the barrel and at least a prototype of the inner mount. I had about half an Amazon box left from an old project, so I figured I'd try using that to make the chamber in its entirety. It pretty much worked, might need a bit of modification in the next video. Next came a bit of detailing. First to the housing chamber, adding the piece on top where it folds into the barrel. After that came the fin/sight looking bits, and then finally, the feet. Oh my god, the fins and feet. Let me tell you, this was the single most tedious part of the build so far. I had to cut out this same piece roughly 15 times as each of the fins needed roughly 5 pieces to be the needed thickness, not to mention the feet afterwards. But hey, sometimes it'd be like that. Being a boxsmith or a practitioner of any skill set isn't always exciting. Sometimes in order to get the results you desire, you just gotta do a lot of boring, repetitive tasks. It's just part of the gig. But when the grind is complete and you get a good look at the work you've accomplished, you begin to understand why it was necessary and see the stronger version of yourself you've become. Now, is anyone else thirsty? I think it's time for a ritualistic water break. Longtime fans know by now that I'm a huge advocate for health and hydration. But what you probably didn't know is that I'm also a student of the legendary Badlands Chugs. With my 4 years of training, it was a quarantine hobby. Observe as I down an entire half-gallon of water in 2 minutes. I would like to reiterate that this is the result of a large time dedicated to training, and you should not strive to achieve this level of water drinking. If you're just starting out, I do this purely for the fun of it. Do not try this at home unless you are completely safe and certain you can do it. And even then, be careful, start small, stay safe, stay hydrated. Now, let's begin. You know, it's almost a shame I'm not gay. With the throat muscles I've developed, I'm pretty sure I'd be pretty great at giving. Heading over towards the back of the rocket launcher, I got started prototyping the mount. All of it was more or less experimentation. Nothing I did I was really married to, as half of it would likely get modified later anyways when I make the recoiling mechanism. Once satisfied, I focused my attention back towards the barrel and added some doubled up cardboard to the sides to make it thicker and add a bit of texture. And with that, the barrel was pretty much done, and with it, part 1 of this project. If you made it this far into the video, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're closing in on the watch hours needed to qualify for monetization, so you watching to the end helps a ton. If you're interested in becoming a boxsmith but don't know where to start, I have an ebook releasing soon that covers all of the basics from where to find good cardboard, what tools you need to start, and 3 beginner level templates you'll be able to make with what you've learned. The book is still in development, but if you subscribe to my Patreon, you'll get early access to the book's chapters and development before it's released publicly. While you're there, you also get cool privileges like choosing the things I build on the channel, exclusive updates, and get to participate in giveaways of my creations. Go check it out via the link in the description. Drink lots of water and happy crafting. I'll see you in the next one. Jeb out.